Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, and I am standing next to perhaps one of the most underrated full-size pickup trucks on the market today. This is the 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom two-wheel drive. And yes, there is something special under the hood of this particular one. And at $45,000, this six-seater pickup truck may be one that you want to look at because there's a lot to like about this exact model. Stay tuned. All right, before we get too far into this one, I do want to thank my friends at Chevrolet here in Tyler, Texas for loaning me this vehicle to test for you this afternoon. If you're in the East Texas area and are in the market for a brand new Chevrolet or something pre-owned, go find Franklin and let him know GT Garage Talk sent you. I'll put a link to their website for full inventory down in the description below. But this 2022 Chevy Silverado is something of a unicorn in how this particular one is optioned. I really like it a whole lot, and at a window sticker just under $45,000, it is kind of tempting me. And I'll get into that here in this video. First, I want to talk about this is a 2022, so it does get updated front end styling. I did test an RST model earlier on this channel, bright red, you might have seen it, and it did have a different front grille with the Chevy bow tie right up here. Chevy actually spells out Chevrolet here in the dash and gives you a smaller bow tie right here. You do get incandescent lights here and turn signals down here, and you do still get that functional air curtain to bring air around the front of the truck. What's very interesting to me here on this custom two-wheel drive model is you still get tow hooks. So while vehicles like, the new Toyota Tundra don't offer them on any, including the TRD Pro off-road version, this $45,000 Chevy Custom does come with tow hooks. Just something to know there. Moving under the hood is what perhaps makes this the most unicorn of the bunch here. While yes, it is white, and that is a very popular color, under the hood, we have Chevy's high output 2.7 liter turbocharged four-cylinder. Never in my life, especially when I owned my 07 Silverado with a 5.3 V8, would I imagine a four-cylinder under the hood of a full-size truck, much less one that pulls and tows like this one. And pulls and tows is an apt description for this high output 2.7. Thanks to this trailering information sticker just inside the driver's door, we can see your conventional trailer, 9,200 pounds on this two-wheel drive four-cylinder. What? And for a gooseneck, 9,100 pounds, max tongue weight, 1365. So you can see there is quite a lot to like about this 2.7, and we haven't even talked about fuel economy yet. And for a full-size pickup that can tow and haul like that, 19 city, 22 highway, 20 combined is actually rather impressive from an engine that makes 310 horsepower under the hood. Yes, there's more to like about this little Turbo 4 than I thought. And this is the same Turbo 4 that will make its way into the midsize Chevy Colorado for 2023. So if you think this powertrain is really good in this full-size Silverado, think what I could do in a much smaller package. And this is definitely a big package. Running on 275/60 20-inch wheels and tires from Bridgestone, this Custom definitely does not skimp on size in all aspects. Big wheels and tires make for a nice comfy ride and a very big presence here on the road. And I already covered it in that RST video, but I like how Chevy puts some paint protection down here because they know how their pickup trucks are going to be used. Moving back to the back of the Silverado, you get, much like that RST I tested, an aluminum tailgate, single unit, no multi-flex tailgate, but because it is aluminum, it is damped on the way down, but it is so easy to lift up, and it can be dropped from the key fob or a button on the inside. Because this is an aluminum tailgate, even though I don't have a spray and bed liner, I get a plastic bed liner like material here on the back of the tailgate, which is what you're gonna end up sitting your booty on when you are out at your favorite tailgate this fall. Climbing into the back of your Silverado, even with the tailgate up, is super easy thanks to these large steps built into the bumper, and the grab hold here on the top pocket of the bed makes for really easy use of this bed back here. And with LED lighting both at the back near the tailgate and on the back of the cab, this is a usable tailgate no matter the time of day. Hopping into the 22 Chevy Silverado Custom is very easy. It is a large pickup truck, but hopping in is no problem for me at 5'10", though shorter people may want a side step on the side of this one. The real big story for 22 in most Silverados is the updated dash. This one literally gets a carryover from the 21-year models, which isn't a bad thing. Chevy cited that when they went with this design, that customers of the previous generation really loved the dash, and so they really didn't change it much. They really just massaged it over the years. Here in this work truck, I do have a fold-down center seat, so I get my beloved column-mounted shifter here, still get a nice infotainment touchscreen there, manual climate controls, a row of buttons here, including a remote release for that tailgate back in the back, start stop for the engine at red lights, lane keep, traction control, and your trailering mode button right here. You do get a USB-A, USB-C, a cigarette lighter style outlet here, and then a household style 3-prong outlet there. You get 2 glove boxes that are easy to access, and you get 2 different center storage options for the center seat here. So yes, you can sit somebody here, and I'm actually going to move over to show you. It is firmer. You do have this center tunnel here, so it's not the most comfortable seat in the world, but it also isn't terrible. But it's definitely it's a firm seat nonetheless, but an adult could ride here. And with the seatbelt built right into the seat, you know that you're going to have a full 3-point harness as well. Fold down that center armrest, you get a couple of cup holders, some storage here, a little bit of storage here and here, as well as in the center, and like I said, very usable storage here inside. And that under seat storage is actually lockable. A lot to really like here in this 22 Silverado with a bench seat up front. Hopping in the back seat of the Silverado is made easy with this grab handle right here. And again, an embarrassment of space back here in the 3rd row. I can sit very comfortably behind myself at 5'10", and even though you have a center seat, you still get 2 climate vents back here, although they are a bit low on this model, but it's the trade-off with that bench seat up front. This being the Custom, I'm going to pop out. This does not get the upgraded rear seats that have the storage in them, so you don't get the fold-down center armrest in it either, but you do get a very easy to use 60/40 split bench seat that opens up the almost completely flat load floor for loading anything in back here. Very easy and convenient, and you don't need to pull any latches or levers, you just pull the seat up and down. And you can see just how thin that seat bottom is. It is still a comfortable seat, but being that thin really allows for a lot of cargo storage in here with the seats up. All right, making myself comfortable in the 22 Silverado Custom. I cannot tell you how much I miss a proper column-mounted shifter in a full-size truck. I think it's the only way to go. Call me old school, I don't care. I really like that. What is not old school about this pickup is the power plant under the hood. I cannot get over the power and towing numbers of that high output 2.7 liter. Never in a million years would I have imagined shoving a 4-cylinder under the hood of a Silverado and it working this well. On paper, those numbers are a little hard to believe. Over 300 horsepower and over 20 mpg on the highway. Really makes you wonder how they can accomplish over 9,000 pounds of conventional towing, but they do it here in the Silverado, and it works quite well. Being a custom, there isn't a whole lot in the luxury side of things, and that's okay because you're buying a pickup truck. I've long said, and we'll say it in every full-size and mid-size pickup truck review, trucks really are the family vehicle of Texas, especially full-size pickup trucks. I cannot tell you how many of these I see on the road every single day. They are everywhere, and this is the largest market for pickup trucks in the US. So, safe to say, this is a very important vehicle for this market for sure. Being that it is a fuel-sipping 2.7, you would expect it to be anemic on power, and it really isn't. Between all of the aluminum panels on this truck, the hood, the doors, and the tailgate, anything that moves, you've saved a lot of weight, and then the extra power from the high output version of this 4-cylinder really helps move you down the road without much of a problem. This is mated to an 8-speed automatic, not the 10-speed that was co-developed with Ford, and it's good. It's the outgoing full-size truck transmission, and this powertrain has only really made me kind of furrow my brow one time. Right after I got into it, it sputtered a little bit, like it didn't know exactly what gear it needed to be in, but that has been the only hiccup of this powertrain thus far. Really would like for Chevy to send me a long-term tester so that we can investigate that just a little bit further. Getting it out on the road, you wouldn't even really know that it doesn't have a V8 under the hood, other than the sounds that it makes, or in this case, the sounds that it doesn't make. It is very comfortable. Those 20-inch wheels ride a little bit firmer. This is a truck, and it rides a little bit like a truck, but it doesn't beat me up. It really is a very good platform, and Chevy has done a lot to insulate the sound on this vehicle very well. This is a very quiet riding full-size truck at that. Get out on the road. If you want to pass somebody, you can. Cruising down the highway, not a whole lot of wind noise, but you do have to take that with a caveat of you are driving a big brick down the road. They've made it as aerodynamic as possible with those air curtains around the front, but it is still a big brick or fist through the wind, so you have to take that into consideration when driving the Silverado. Handling, it's a big truck. It drives like a big truck. It's not going to carve corners or do anything just amazingly well in the handling aspect, but it doesn't do anything poorly either. It drives how you would expect a truck of this size and stature to drive. I have no complaints there. Visibility out of it is very good because it is a truck, because it is a full-size truck. The windows are enormous. The mirrors are enormous. I can see everything around me very easily, even though this custom does not have 360 cameras or any of that updated technology. It does have a tailgate mounted rear view camera that does help you back up and hook up your trailer with just one person. So that's nice as well. Your controls in here, again, very simple, easy to use. You've got your manual air conditioning, which I hope today I don't have too loud like I did in that RST video. It was hot that day. It's hot today too, but I guess I've adapted to it just a little bit better. The carryover dash is of no big complaint to me, although I really do like the updated dash of the higher trim models. Just something to consider when you're shopping a custom. That acceleration noise isn't quite what you'd expect. It definitely sounds like a 4-cylinder. Getting it onto a little rougher pavement back here, it rides a lot like that RST I drove not too long ago, in that it rides like a truck, but better than my '07 Silverado that I had 15 years ago. So, saying a lot. The Chevy truck platform has come a long way. You're not going to mistake this for a car or a car-based crossover by any means, but it is very comfortable and does not beat you up on the inside. Yes, at just under $45,000 MSRP, this 2022 Chevy Custom with the 2.7 high output could be your next family vehicle, especially if you live in Texas. I know it comes with the stigma of not having a V8 under the hood, but Toyota has completely ditched the V8. Ford is leaning very heavily into their EcoBoost V6s and even took the internal combustion engine out altogether in their new F-150 Lightning. Very good package, a very surprising little 2.7 in this big full-size truck. I really would say that has been the biggest surprise and delight of getting behind the wheel of this Silverado. Well, that about does it for my time here with this 22 Chevy Silverado Custom with that 2.7 high output Turbo 4 under the hood. Really is an impressive vehicle, and for just a hair under $45,000 and a 20 mpg combined rating, this really is a very competent 6-seat vehicle that you can throw a bunch of junk in the back or hook up your favorite camper or weekend toy and have some fun. This gives a modern crossover a run for its money, for sure. If you liked what you saw here and want to see our next video as it drops, be sure and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you're notified exactly when that happens. If you want to see what we're driving before it is here on YouTube, find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all at GT Garage Talk. You can also find our award-winning podcast at gtgaragetalk.com or on your favorite podcasting platform. Just search for GT Garage Talk. I'm going to have to return this one back to Powertrain Chevrolet, but safe to say, I could be happy with this one in my driveway. Hopping into the 22 Chevy Silverado Custom is, okay. Try that again. It's no V8, that's for sure. If you really like this video and want to see our next video before it or as it drops, be sure and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you know, frick, all of it.